So number 2, what color was Jesus' robe? What color was Jesus' robe? Was it scarlet? Matthew 27:28 says, and they stripped him and put a scarlet robe on him. In context, this is to mock and ridicule him. Like, oh, you think you're a king? So they put it on him to mock him. In Mark and John, we see the word purple describing this robe. And they clothed him with purple, and they twisted a crown of thorns and put it on his head. Again, in John 19, it says, and the soldiers twisted a crown of thorns and put it on his head, and they put on him a purple robe. Was it scarlet, which is like a reddish color, red, or was it purple? I think, forgive me, I'm not an interior designer, so perhaps I'm more dudeish about these issues. I'm like, sometimes I don't know if something's scarlet or purple, to be honest. But I think it's easy to see both of these words used to describe the same robe. Some of you may recognize from the past, year or so, this image. Is this dress black and, what was it, black and blue, or is it white and gold? It's clearly white and gold. Obviously it's, but I'm not saying the robe looked like this. What I'm saying is it's understandable how two people can accurately describe an image with slightly different descriptors when they're looking at a particular color, okay? They weren't looking at a color wheel, holding it up to the robe and just trying to figure out exactly what shade it was. So what color was Jesus' robe? Well, here's some possible reconciliations or solutions. One, it could have been multicolored. It could have easily been by design more than one color. Someone goes, well, it was red. Well, okay, well, it was red trim or something. It was purple. Maybe it was both. That could have been by design. Or it could have been through fading or through stains. It's quite possible, okay, you're putting a robe on a condemned man who's bloodied and beaten and all this. He's icky, right? And you're going to put this thing on him. Well, I'm not going to bring him the nicest robe I've got. Perhaps they brought him a cast-off, a set-aside robe that had stains on it or something like this. It could have had different shades in it simply because of fading and stains. Or it could have been a color that could reasonably be described as either scarlet or purple because it was somewhere in the middle of the two. The word used to describe the purple color in particular, is porphyra. Porphyra, which the Complete Word Study New Testament describes this word as this. This is basically a Greek dictionary. It says, the purple mussel, a type of shellfish found on the coasts of the Mediterranean, yielding a reddish purple dye of great value in biblical times. They're not the only source that says reddish purple as the color that this mussel would produce. And so it may well be that it was just a color that could logically be described. One person says red, one says purple. We argue about it. The girls assume they're right. The guys realize they are, and then we move on. So I think it is not wise to see imprecision or generalization as contradiction. Was it red or was it purple? It's fair in the case of this narrative to say this is close enough to what it really was that it's not a contradiction. Well, what do you mean close enough? Like, for instance, let's say that there were 573 people there, but in the text I'm writing, and 500 people were there. That's not precise, but it's close enough. There's about 500 people there, kind of like in the room here. Yes. I don't know what color that is. Is that purple or is that repple? I don't know. Yeah, so